This is the Ottawa Senators Outlook. Here is your host, Jack Henry.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Ottawa Senators Outlook. I'm your host, Jack. This is my reaction to trade deadline day, and unfortunately the Senators only made a waiver claim and not a trade. So obviously the only trade Steve Staios made was the Tarasenko trade to Florida, which was a couple of days ago, and the waiver claim was Boris Katchouk from Chicago. So Boris Katchouk, 25 years old, he's from Vancouver, and he's making a little over $758,000. He is an RFA until this season. He has arbitration rights. So he's nothing more than a fourth liner. Through 38 games with Blackhawks, he only has 9 points, 5 goals, and 4 assists. He has 32 points total in 155 games. He's played a couple of AHL games this season with Rockford, and he's just been an AHL guy even with Tampa before he got traded in the big Brandon Hagel trade. So nothing really special coming there from Brandon Hagel. He's just another body there. Eventually maybe replacing someone on the fourth line. Obviously Parker Kelly is suspended from a hit in the LA game on Andreas Englund, and I'll have more on that in the catch-up episode. However, again, Tarasenko gone. You're going to have a couple of guys to replace in the lineup. A net positive from this, though, is that you're not replacing someone that's in the Belleville system, because obviously Belleville in the AHL is trying to push for the playoffs. They're currently third in their division, only behind Syracuse and Cleveland. Right there with them is the Toronto Marlies, the Laval Rocket, the Rochester Americans, and then knocking on the door as well as the Utica Comets. So Belleville is able to keep most of those prospects, if you want to call them, in Belleville to push for the playoffs, which is really good for them because you don't want to deplete from their roster and have them miss the playoffs, because there's a good chance Belleville makes it. So for Ottawa, again, this is just another body. In terms of trades now, there's been a ton of speculation with Mark Kastelik, Eric Branstrom, and obviously Dominic Kubalik, who's a pending unrestricted free agent in the summer. And none of those guys got traded. I was a little bit surprised Kubalik didn't get any takers, Eric Branstrom a little bit too. But at least with Branstrom, he's an RFA after this season, so they can figure something out in the summer in regards to trade, because I don't think he's going to be back next season. For Kubalik, though, I mean, Steve Staios, you can say what you want about him. Obviously, there's a difference between patience and hesitance, in my opinion. I saw a lot of things on Twitter saying like how Steve Staios is just a deer in the headlights, and he's just hesitant to make moves, which in a sense is patience, because obviously you saw Pierre Dorian making trades after trades, even though they didn't work half the time. Steve Staios is trying to make the right approach, which I appreciate, but if nobody wants Kubalik, which there's been a little bit of speculation that nobody really wanted him, then you're kind of stuck with him, and you got to lose him for nothing. So, again, a little bit of a disappointment from Sens Twitter about not trading Kubalik. I think if there was an offer for like maybe a 5th-round pick, maybe Steve Staios would have taken that instead, 50% retention. But nobody wanted him, so you're stuck with him, and he hasn't been great this year. He has only 10 goals on the season. He had 20 in Detroit last season, so if you want to call it a little bit of disappointment, I mean, you would obviously call it like that. But again, no trades for the Senators, only a waiver claim, and that was Boris Katchouk from Chicago, and he's expected to make his debut against the Sharks tomorrow night, but I'll have more on that in the preview video. So this is just my thoughts on the trade deadline and the waiver claim. Nothing really special happening, but comment down below your thoughts. So my catch-up episode for the Ducks and the Kings games, and then my preview for the Sharks will be coming out as well. So, like, subscribe, but for now, this is Jack from the Ottawa Senators Outlook, and go Sens go.
Thank you for watching this presentation of the Ottawa Senators Outlook. For more of this podcast, click on the videos on the left, and subscribe by clicking on the icon on the right. Thank you.